Hey there, Chaz Chazleton from Pair of Dice Paradise here, with another installment in games that I have played over the last 12 months that have, and have not, made it onto my top 100 games of all time list, and why. Well, today, we look at games about crime. Specifically, being able to do crime, but then not get in trouble for doing those crimes. Which is something I think we all aspire to in some way. Just me? Really? Perhaps. But that was why I was excited when I found at my local thrift store the Monopoly-based game, Don't Go to Jail. Now, I was excited when I discovered this game, not only because it takes place in the world of Monopoly, which I didn't know was becoming an extended universe, but also because this is a game that I have been playing the home version of for years. I mean, Don't Go to Jail. I haven't gone to jail yet. To be honest, the primary reason I picked up this game was pretty much just to use as potential fodder for a Thrift Sift episode, but that hasn't materialized because really the only joke I can think of to go along with this game is to open it up and have the rule sheet be just one page that simply says, work for Goldman Sachs. And so that's why Monopoly Don't Go to Jail instead goes into the bin and does not make it onto my top 100. But if you're looking for a game in which you can bend the rules that society has laid out to us and do some shady dealings, taking over some space in New York, and bribing and threatening your friends, and not going to jail for it, I recommend this other game that I came across within the last 12 months, The Godfather: A New Dawn. Now, I have recently discussed in various videos another recent Godfather game, The Godfather: Corleone's Empire, which is a Godfather game that I do enjoy. But this one, when this game came along, boy howdy, when my game group and I played this for the first time, we had one of those reactions where after the game, we all sat for a couple of seconds in stunned silence, surprised, and we all said at the same time, that was really good. Okay, so what makes Godfather: A New Dawn different from this guy over here, A Godfather: Corleone's Empire? How is this one different? And how does it rank on my top 100 compared to Corleone's Empire? Well, let me tell you. Okay, Godfather: A New Dawn is a dice-driven game. You're going to have a map of New York laid out, split into the 6 different sections of the city. And each player is going to receive a little pool of dice and a little board to kind of cover up their pool. Each player also has a small legion of mobster meeples available at their disposal. So what's going to happen is each round, one player is going to be the Godfather, and that's going to change from round to round. And all the other players are going to roll their dice hidden behind their screen, and they are going to offer one of those dice to the Godfather as tribute each round. And the Godfather can either accept that dice and add it to their own dice pool, or they can reject that offer and try to get a better dice out from behind their screen, kind of take a little gamble and try to get something better that they could use. And as a result, every round, a few of your dice are going to have to be given to the Godfather to stay in their good graces. But then what happens is the players are going to use the dice that they rolled to create pairs and sets to take over sections of the city. One area may require 2 4s, and one area may require a run of 2 3 4, and so on and so forth. And you'll be using your dice to try and do these things. Now, you can also use your dice and your mobsters to take special actions each turn to modify your dice, or you can take a place on a muscle track that's going to give you certain advantages, or you can even take some of your resources and put them towards gambling on a dice roll to try and get more dice your next round. And as the game progresses, players will accumulate more and more sectors of the city, they'll gain more and more muscle, and that's it, really. That's all there is to it. It is a simple, streamlined dice game that still has lots of interaction going on between the players and also gives you a surprising amount to think about. Additionally, the board is 2-sided, which is nice. One side is a map for fewer number of players, and the other side is the map to use when you have a larger number of players, which helps to keep the play flow balanced between the number of players that you're having. I adore this game. It's that simple. Even though this game has just been out for a little over a year or so, I would say with confidence that it has earned a spot within like the 30s, maybe even cracking the top 20. But I would say it's safe to say within the mid 30s in my top 100 games of all time list. It's not a game for everyone. You know, it's not as complex as some of them. It's not as thematic as some, but I dig it. And the best part, it's completely legal to play, so when you play The Godfather: A New Dawn, you won't have to worry about going to jail. And you won't have to worry about playing Monopoly, Don't Go to Jail, which is a game that I care so little about, I'm not even picking it up off the floor to bring back to the table for the outro. So, until next... Now I feel guilty about it. So join me next time for the next video in this series, where we will be taking a look at a game that I have played since I completed my top 100 games of all time list, and we'll be looking at a game that has earned its way onto the list, and one that has not. Thanks, and take care.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
In this game, Ivy Wed